Okay, today I'm making homemade ice cream on the boat. It's going to be thyme ice cream because I have an abundance of it on the roof, growing on the roof obviously. In here there is 600 milliliters of whole milk and 300 milliliters of double cream. I'm just stirring it to make sure that they're combined in the saucepan, heating it on a fairly low flame. I don't want it to boil. I'm just heating it enough that it simmers to get it hot enough for the next stage, and then I'm going to turn it off. So when that's reached the appropriate stage, which will take a few minutes, I think, I'll turn it off and do the next bit. So you're moving the milky creaminess around a bit just to make sure it doesn't scald as well. I don't think it will. I've got it on quite low temperature. I make ice cream all the time, but this style of ice cream is a custard base ice cream. It was my favourite one to make. Finally, you have to temper the eggs. I've never tried it all in one pot. I've seen a website that has recipes on it with all in one saucepan method. I'd like to try out. I'm a little bit nervous too, because in case it goes wrong, and then that's wasted ingredients, which I can't bear. And thyme, I love herby flavours. I love herby ice cream. I've made lots of rosemary ice cream. I've never made thyme ice cream, and I've got loads of thyme growing on the roof. And as I was thinking that in this age of rushing around, even on the waterways, people seem to be in a great deal of a rush and in a hurry all the time. It sort of defeats the object, in my opinion. I'm not. So it seemed like the fitting ingredient for my next ice cream creation. We look like we're nearly there. I'm just going to let that sort of simmer for a little bit longer. Pop my finger in, check out if it's, yeah, nearly there. Not quite. I'd say that's good enough. Turn that off. Ready for the next bit. Okay, now it's time for the sugar and egg mixture. So I've got five egg yolks separated from the whites, just by using my hand. Literally crack it open, pour it into my hand, and sieve the white out through my fingers, if that makes sense, into a bowl. It's easy, no fussy stuff required. And 150 grams of light brown sugar. I'm going to mix these two together, just get it well incorporated. So, I'm recording this on my phone. You can probably tell it's not the easiest thing to try and manage, but one-handed. I'm used to holding this bowl steady with the other hand. nicely mixed in, and then I'm going to temper the eggs. By that I mean pour the hot liquid, the hot cream and milk, into this eggy sugary mixture very slowly so it doesn't scramble, and then pour that back into a saucepan and heat that up together. But unfortunately I'm going to need to stop there because I need both hands for the next part. Okay, so the egg and sugar are now combined with the milk and the cream. Did that in the bowl, very slowly, so that you don't scrub up the eggs. Scramble, sorry. And then I returned it to the saucepan, put it on a low heat. I say low, not too low, but you know, quite low. And now I'm just heating it up so that it's thickened. But first, wait, thyme. I need to add the thyme. I have here 15 grams or thereabouts of homegrown, just ordinary thyme, which I'm going to add. And allow to infuse as it thickens. Some people add it at the end, some people add the herbs at the end. I can't do it like this sometimes, and then I do it when the custard is thickened and it's all, you know, already there. But I'm going to do it like this time. I thought I'd picked more than this, but thought it would weigh more, but I think this is going to be enough. I've never made it before, so I'm just winging it. I always make my ice cream recipes up, so should take about, it can take about 5 to 10 minutes, I say, to, oh, missed a bit, to thicken up. And then you want to keep stirring it so that it doesn't get scalded at the bottom. I've got copper saucepans and they are terrific conducting heat, so they cook things rather more swiftly than the modern saucepans. Just going to taste it because sometimes I like to add a pinch of salt. No, when you freeze stuff, the flavour and the sweetness is dulled, so you want to add more of whatever you use to sweeten or flavour the ingredients than you would if you were just having it as it is, if that makes sense. So if you're basically ramp up the sweetness a little bit more, or the flavouring, or both, you know, then I think I generally have between 150 grams and 200 grams of sugar or honey or some sweetness to a recipe that has the same ratio as this. Is like double the quantity of milk to double cream and about 4 or 5 egg yolks. I don't like to put any more than about 150 grams of sugar in if I'm using a sweet ingredient like a fruit or something. But being as this is just thyme, it should be sufficient, she says. Right, I'm just going to get on with letting this thicken up to a custard-like consistency where you want it to coat the back of the spoon. That's not quite there yet, that's got a little while to go. Sometimes, like, some ingredients make it thicken quickly. Like if you add a lemon curd, and obviously it's got the eggs in there as well, and things like marshmallows or anything really that is going to make your mixture thicker, it will obviously thicken up quicker. But this is, you know, just relying on the eggs to do its business. So right, back in a bit. So here's my custard base that's just been sieved. Got all the thyme bits out, squeezed the sprigs, and now I'm going to cover it with a tea towel because I've learnt my lesson. I used to put the lid over the top. These bowls come with a lid, but the condensation that forms on the lid thins out the mixture, so I'm going to avoid that by just putting a tea towel over the top to let it cool down, and then put it in the fridge to chill. And it has to be cold when it's churned, so that's what I'm going to do now. Okay, so the custard is nicely chilled. It's been chilling in the fridge overnight. It's lovely and thick, ready to be churned. So I'm just going to pop the power on. My machine is set automatically for an hour, but it doesn't usually take that long. Nice. It takes normally about half an hour. And set that to churn. Gradually it'll get thicker, and then it will slow down automatically, and I'll know when it's done. A mixture like this will usually take about half an hour to churn and be ready. Once it's done, it's like a soft set, but I'll put it in the freezer for a few hours. The rest of the day, it's the morning at the moment, so we'll see by later this afternoon. The harder ice cream that is still scoopable, I think, and how I like it.